Light is attractive. So be light. Look for the opportunity to attract more, especially when you know that God has given you so much to share with the world. You want as many eyes and ears on you as possible because it's not about you. Ironically, hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caroline and this is Lily of the Field. If you're new here, I am just a Christian woman who wants to explore her womanhood biblically, look at the lens of being a woman and being feminine through the lens of the Bible and through revelations that I've had for myself in my own life. Recently, I've realized that a lot of you really like my content on beauty, and after a lot of prayer, I've realized that I should just lean into the beauty thing because I think the way I talk about beauty is maybe not so mainstream. Today, I want to talk about the 3 ways that you can reinvent yourself, beautify yourself, and do so according to a standard that is all your own. A standard that matches your God-given uniqueness. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Number 1, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Now, I'm sure you've heard that phrase before, and sometimes what people translate that into practically is, let me go and find a beholder that I want to admire me and mold myself into what they like. Maybe that's not what we intend to do, but that's oftentimes what we end up doing. We end up looking for someone who we want to admire us, whether that be a friend group or that be a guy that we're interested in, maybe even a job we're going for, a mentor that we want, or something like that. We try to go and become what other people want. But I want to look at this same phrase, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, in a completely different way. I see it as whatever beauty that exists, there is someone to behold it. That immediately frees me up because I don't have a mindset that I'm not going to have a beholder unless I'm this kind of beautiful or that kind of beautiful. I can be exactly my kind of beautiful and there will be someone to behold it. Another way to think of it, there are 8 billion beholders in the planet right now. 8 billion different beholders, meaning that there is beauty in 8 billion different variations. If you are it, there's somebody who wants to behold it. So why not focus rather than on becoming something that a specific person or a group of people are going to accept? Why not put all that energy and focus into just being exactly and boldly and entirely your own specific kind of beauty? There will be. Out of 8 billion people, there will be one. And if there's one, there's 100. And if there's 100, there's 1,000. And if there's 1,000, there are 1,000,000 people or more who will see you and your type of beauty and be drawn to it authentically and deeply because they have been wired. You might even say divinely wired to find what you have attractive. It is the thing that made Esther attractive to the king. It wasn't just that Esther was beautiful. It was that she was the type of beautiful that the king wanted to behold. And each one of us has that specific level of beauty. It's not about you molding yourself to somebody's preference. It's about becoming everything that you were intended to be so that you can attract the right beholders. The beholders who will reinforce to you that you are exactly who you were meant to be. But if you're too busy trying to be somebody else, you're going to attract people who make you feel like a fraud because you are. As you're trying to be something else, you will attract people who will reinforce something that is not you, and you will wonder why you feel separate in your identity. So the first thing I will suggest to you when it comes to reinventing your beauty and setting your beauty standard is to remember that there are beholders who have been assigned to you. There are people who want to behold your beauty. Think about the person that you think is so attractive that none of your friends think are attractive. For whatever reason, this person just floats your boat. They're not typically attractive. They're not the ideal man. But for some reason, this specific person is just, they do it for you, right? But your friends just, they don't get it. Oftentimes, that person that floats our boat but nobody else's has a stronger hold on us than somebody who's only generically gorgeous, generically stunning. They have all the generic features that anyone would say that person is beautiful, but they don't have that unique feature that attracts you specifically. Now, put yourself on the other end of that. There is somebody who sees that very strange part of yourself, your nose, your ears, your eyebrows, your chin, your height, your weight, your size, your shape, and they think that's amazing. And none of their friends get it. And most people don't get it, but they think you're amazing. I don't care if you think your nose is funny or you're too short, too tall. I don't care what it is. Somebody out there loves it. Somebody out there is looking for it. I have heard men even say the weirdest things that they're attracted to. There was one guy I knew who loved women who had large, long noses. He loves it. He loved women with large noses. That was his thing. There was another one who liked collarbones. I mean, as many people are on this planet is how many different ways somebody can love another person. Somebody can find another person attractive. So whatever you are, there are people who want to behold it. There are people who think that's lovely. There are people who think that's beautiful. There are people who think that's magnificent. There are people who think that's amazing. And you are the one who has to embrace it, because there are people who are willing to do so. They're ready to do so. They're waiting to do so. They're waiting for you to embrace yourself. Recognize that there's somebody who actually loves the way that God designed you as is. You free yourself up to be your most beautiful version. No longer are you beholden to comparing yourself to some arbitrary beauty standard set up for you by somebody else and their preferences. You are free now to grab hold of, claim, and own your own standard. And that standard is not one you have to reach or attain. That standard is who you are. You are the standard. You are your own beauty standard. The only person that you compare yourself to is who you were yesterday and whether or not you've improved. Okay, so going to my second way that you can reclaim your beauty standard. Remember your first loves. All of us, I'm sure, when we were children, we just liked what we liked. We had our favorite colors, our favorite things that we liked to do, nails or earrings, or maybe we didn't like any of that and we liked something that was more simple and comfortable. Who knows? But when you were kids, you never had to explain to someone why you liked something. You just liked it. And it is at that age that you probably have your most pure form of attraction. It's not dictated to you by a magazine or by your friends or society or even by your parents. You just are drawn to what you're drawn to. So I want to suggest that you go back and remind yourself the things you loved. Did I like bright colors because they made me feel happy? Did I love sparkly jewelry because it reminded me that I was worthy and valuable? Did I like flowy fabrics because it made me feel free and at peace and at ease? What kinds of things was I drawn to when I was younger, when I didn't have to report my interest to my friends, to society, to my peer group, the magazines, to Instagram, to Facebook, to YouTube? Who was I before I had to cater to the masses? Now, I'm not saying that you start wearing, tutus and tiaras around. That's not what I'm saying, although you can do whatever you like. Everything I say in my videos is simply a suggestion. But what I am saying is that you should ask yourself why you liked those things, because there's usually a deeper reason. It's not just about the fabric, it's not just about the jewels, it's not just about the colors, it's about how it actually made you feel. It made you feel happy, it made you feel free, it made you feel valuable, it made you feel regal, it made you feel royal. And I want you to hold on to those deeper things, those deeper reasons why you loved and you were drawn to those things as a kid. And once you have figured out that deeper reason, ask yourself, how can I incorporate that into my style? And you'll find different ways to do so in various areas of your life. When you're going to work, when you're going to church, when you're going to an event, and you'll find things, little things and bigger things that you can add to your appearance that make you feel that way you did when you were a kid, and you can just like what you like. And why is this so important to get down to the bottom of this, to get to your first love? Because that deep enjoyment, that deep delight in oneself, in what God has already put in you to be drawn toward, that deep knowing of who you are and what you like and what you're drawn to, that is a part of your appearance. People can see that part of yourself that really, really knows yourself, that really, really enjoys yourself, that really, really appreciates the person that God has made you. And when you remind yourself of your first loves, that's exactly what you're doing. You're establishing and reminding yourself of who you are besides the noise. And you're finding and rediscovering joy in who you are and who you've always been. And that is probably the best thing that you can wear. That is probably the best part of your appearance, is this deep inner knowing and appreciation of who you are. And don't think people cannot see that. They absolutely can. I was reading notes off my phone. Now my phone is dead. I have to remember what the last point was. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay, so point number 3. Receive your compliments. Now, oftentimes what people think that this means is say thank you, but that's not what I'm saying here. I'm not talking about somebody compliments you and you say thank you, and then you only do that thing that you were complimented on special occasions. No, when I say receive your compliments, I mean absorb them, meditate on them. Realize that that person has just given you a clue as to what showcases your unique beauty, as to what enhances or what showcases the light that is within you. They've just given you another tool of influence by complimenting you. They've revealed something that you could not observe yourself. You have to understand that beauty, yes, is only partially for you. Beauty is only part-time for you. Why do I say that? Because you're not looking at yourself most of the time. Your appearance is going to have an effect most of the time on someone else. So for me, I try to find an intersection between what I think makes me feel beautiful, what makes me, feel joyful, and what actually inspires and brings joy to other people. And when somebody compliments me, especially if I am dressing, if I'm appearing, if I'm showing up as myself, not as anyone else, not as anyone else's beauty standard, but when I'm showing up as myself and then somebody compliments something that I chose, that I already love, and they say, wow, that looks great on you. What they're telling me is I have found the intersection between what I love and what inspires and brings joy to others. That is a powerful combination. That is a powerful combination when it comes to your appearance. And when you can master doing that, then you have mastered your beauty, and now it has become a useful tool in your hand. You are able to communicate with people without opening your mouth because you found the intersection between what gives you joy and what actually brings joy to others. So when I say receive compliments, it's not just thank you and then deflect by giving that person a compliment or deprecating yourself and then putting that outfit that everybody compliments you on away until you have a very special occasion. Stop that. Stop that. Your beauty is not to be hidden. Your lamp is not to be put under a bucket. It's supposed to be on a hill. It's supposed to be out there for everybody to see. How are you going to attract the people who are meant to be attracted to you if you are not where you need to be seen? Stop hiding the things that make you beautiful. Somebody says they like a color on you, take a note. I love off-the-shoulder tops on you. They look so beautiful. You look so elegant. Take notes. They are giving you a clue as to what makes your light brighter. You want to be shining as bright as you possibly can. As a daughter of the King, you only get one life. Be the light. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright. When somebody compliments you, they are giving you a clue as to how to turn up that light source. Light is attractive, especially in darkness. So be light. Look for the opportunity to attract more, especially when you know that God has given you so much to share with the world. You want as many eyes and ears on you as possible, because it's not about you. Ironically, beauty is sometimes seen as a very vain thing. I no longer see it that way. I used to. I used to see beauty as a vain thing, but now I see it as a very necessary tool to redirect attention to the right things. You can be a Trojan horse, just like Esther was a Trojan horse, finding your way into the hearts and minds of different places and people groups because of how you present yourself. The way that Esther unlocked the king's heart and was able to approach him, you will too be able to approach people because you are so attractive inside and out. And people will be drawn to you and they will want to hear what you have to say and what you are sharing. Your attractiveness does not stop short of your physical appearance. Likewise, if you are extremely attractive on the inside and you have not taken any time to master your physical, people will be confused. They will not know what to do with you. It's true. It's happened to me. They don't know where to place you. Or they'll just think, oh wow, what a great person, and they'll ignore you. I don't know why people act like that. I really don't. But one thing that I know that God has revealed to me is that physical attractiveness is important. It has nothing to do with the standard. It has nothing to do with what the world is telling you is beautiful. It has everything to do with the beauty He's already put inside you, unique to you. No one else has what you have. So when somebody compliments you, they are saying, I've just gotten a glimpse of who you can be. It doesn't mean that you always have to do it that way or you need to change every time someone gives you a compliment. I'm just saying absorb it as a clue. Keep it in the back of your mind. Start to incorporate different versions of it. Mind you, the caveat to this are my previous 2 points. You have to be putting things on that actually give you joy, that actually are unique to you. You have to understand that your unique beauty is what is important, not what other people think is beautiful. But if you're already doing that, if you're already dressing according to what inspires you, and somebody compliments that, you found an intersection. And that is a very important intersection to discover. It's useful. Start to see your beauty as a powerful tool that can be honed, that can be learned, that can be cultivated, that can be used for the glory of God and to inspire men towards Him. Before all 3 of these things, maybe I should have said this in the beginning, you can simply go to God and ask Him, what makes me beautiful? And He will reveal. He will reveal. Maybe it might start with just one thing. Maybe a compliment from someone that you now hear differently. But God will reveal to you what makes you beautiful, what makes you attractive to people, what draws people towards you. And you might even be surprised that when you ask God this question, He starts to work on certain things in your heart or the way that you perceive yourself. Because like I said, your joy, your contentment, your love of who you are is part of your appearance. So God might actually start to work on deeper things before He starts to work on outward things, or it might be vice versa. But please do take everything I say in my videos to the Lord and ask Him what He thinks. And so I hope that something that I said today in this video inspired you, helped you, touched you. If it did, please leave a comment below. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me here on Lily of the Field. Until next time, have a blessed day. And remember, God has given you everything you need to grow. Bye.